Hello there. If you're curious as to what exactly this video is, it's probably going to be the very first video uploaded to my channel, which should be obvious if there is nothing else that comes before it. But anyway, I just wanted to have a chance to sort of talk about, what it is I want to do, my plans, and all that. And if you're curious of what's going on in the background, this is Honkai Impact 3rd. I'm running the Elysian realm with the Hersher of Sentience, and this is the hard level. This isn't whatever the fourth one is. I think it's Insane. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. But this is me running my Hersher of Sentience on Elysian realm with Ice Bronya, aka Snowy Sniper, and Azure Imperia as support, and then also using the leaf artifact to get those specific what do you call them? They're not stigmata, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, also, if you're curious about what I run on my Hersher of Sentience right now, I do have her weapon pre-armed. It's fully pre-armed, fully upgraded. It took me a long time to get it there, but I was able to pull her and her weapon during New Year's event last year when she was first released, and that was probably in March for us because on the global server, I believe the update came out in March. And so right now I do have 2 of her best in slot stigmata, but since I only have the 2, I'm actually running a 3-set Marco Polo on her right now, the full set. And then so hopefully when they run her weapon and stigmata banner again and I don't miss it because I'm an idiot, I'll be able to finally get her last stigmata because I've tried a couple different times now, and I've ended up with everything but the last one I need. So, the trials and errors of pulling. But anyway, I know I promised at the very beginning of this recording that I'd actually talk about what I want to do with this channel. So right now I don't have too many plans with it. The idea is I want to play what I want to play, and I want to record and upload videos about the things that I enjoy. So there's not really a specific thing I want to focus on. I'll probably be uploading videos of Honkai periodically. It'll mostly be gameplay and maybe commentary over top of it. Maybe it'll be talking about either my opinions on new units or different builds and things. I am not too much of a whale. I spent a little bit of money on the game. I've been buying Battle Pass pretty frequently as of late, but I'm not spending a whole bunch of money just to pull for, every new character that comes out. So, I'm mostly doing a lot of the free-to-play grind. But anyways, in addition to, doing little Honkai videos periodically, I, definitely want to show off some of my Minecraft stuff. I'm definitely no pro PvPer, but I have a world that is a lot of fun to build in, and I feel like, just having fun building, showing off what I've done so far and continuing to add on to what I currently have is just, another fun creative thing that I can do. At some point, I do want to get into Genshin. But at the moment, my PC it's supposedly a game laptop, but I do not trust it to run both Minecraft and Genshin on it at the same time. So, in the future, when I get a better setup, the hope is I can play Genshin and hopefully also start Honkai on the PC too. Something I've thought about is maybe doing a full free-to-play run on Honkai, no money spent at all. And, essentially the hard mode run of Honkai, now that I've already played it mobile and have some experience that I can now try to apply that experience to the game to see, how far I can get purely free to play. And that's something I want to do at some point. But at the moment, like I said, I don't trust my computer to run Genshin, Honkai, and Minecraft on it. It does pretty well. I can run a lot of my my art programs and stuff on it. I can run Minecraft on it pretty well most of the time. Occasionally it crashes with Minecraft, or the game crashes, and then the computer, it fudges up the computer. So I just don't feel like messing with that at the time being. But hopefully one day we can get there, because I think that would be a lot of fun to re-experience the story of Honkai, from a fresh perspective, because it has been quite a long time. I've been playing for over 3 years now, because I guess I started New Year's back in, I can't even remember the year. Was it, I guess it would have been 2018, right? Or maybe it was 2019. I can't remember exactly, but it was New Year's Eve when I first really started playing. I had downloaded it, a couple months before that, but when I first actually started playing the game was New Year's Eve. And so I've been playing the game for over 3 years now, and at this point it's January 9th is when I'm recording this audio, so pretty much right on the 3rd year anniversary of when I started playing Honkai. So I've been playing for quite a while. And I've had the chance to sort of get an idea of what I should be doing, what sort of things I should be paying attention to in regards to foraging and grinding materials. So I feel like it'll be a fun challenge to try and just go, start over from the very beginning, without, any money to help us get started. Especially since they're pretty generous for new players at the very start with summons and stuff. So hopefully we can have some fun with that. So aside from those particular 3 things, I may or may not also upload some art stuff to this channel. I don't want to make that the focal point, but occasionally maybe you'll see some art things that I've done, some animations, or just some still frames and videos. Because that's my intention is probably to add some stuff, because I don't want everything to sort of be streamlined and boring. I want to add some little cute flares. I already have an avatar for my channel planned out. So that's almost finished. I just need to wrap up really a good profile picture at this point, because I've got most of that done. But in regards to sort of scheduling and planning, I'm going to be going back to school very soon. I don't know exactly when, but I will be returning to college within the next week or so. It sort of depends with the COVID regulations. They've changed up a little bit plans for returning to campus. And since my school's really small, they can be a little bit more flexible with that. So I'm not really sure exactly when I'll be back on campus, but they'll obviously make not so much the recording part, except for certain things where I'm doing live commentary, but really just the audio when I record the audio before and or after the video clip. But if you're interested in specific things you want to see me do, I'm open to that. But like I said, I can only do so much on my computer, and I don't want to overwhelm it. At some point, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I probably am. But at some point, hopefully the goal is to get a better computer setup, like a desktop, something that can run a little bit better, and is not not so janky, but anyway. If like, I guess if there's anything specifically that starts doing really well on my channel, though I'll probably focus more on that. But I think I said this at the beginning, but I don't really care for, doing things specifically. Like, I know some channels will really focus on Minecraft, and that's the only thing they'll upload, or they'll really focus on like indie horror games, and that's the only thing they'll upload. But I don't really want to do that. I want to record and edit and upload things that I enjoy. So there's probably going to be a mismatch of things on my channel. But if there is something that does really well, I'll probably put more focus on that. Just because I do want to have things out there that people enjoy watching. If you're curious about more of my, like, what I've currently got running on Honkai, I can upload a video on that. I have some of my units built. A lot of the ones where you could forge a lot of their stuff, I have quite a few of those built currently, but there's also many I am running a lot of event stigmata on because, like I said, I am not a whale. I've spent some money on the game. The most money I've spent at one time was when HI3 of Sentience was released, and I really wanted her. She was the only character that I really absolutely had to have. Because her gameplay looked so much fun, and I didn't really have a solid physical team at the time, and so it made a lot of sense from that perspective also to get her. And so I was hurting a little bit after that, but I had saved up quite a bit of focus supply cards and crystals, gems, whatever they're called again. I had saved up quite a few of those to pull for her. I think I had 3 10 pulls saved up in gems, and then I had another 20 in focus supply cards, I think, from what I had saved up from previous events. Or maybe it was only like 40 in focus supply, and then the other focus supply cards were specifically for the weapon banner. And I got her weapon pretty quick. I think I got it on the first 10 pull is when I got her weapon. Of course, it was a 50 pull guarantee, so those ones are you get them weapons pretty quick, even if it takes a couple tries. And like I said, I only currently have 2 of her her best in slot stigmata, and at the time, when she was very first released, only the top and bottom pieces were actually good. The middle piece was kind of bad, for lack of a better term, and that was the one I ended up getting during her release. That was the only one I got, and so it made more sense to forge all of the Marco Polo pieces and put them on her, so I had the full set and I got the 3-piece bonus, than to try and run just 2 with her best in slot middle stigmata, which was just awful. Of course, they did end up patching that, so it's a lot better than it originally was. But currently, I only have her middle and bottom stigmata pieces. I'm still aiming for the top. But I don't know if you could tell by the fact that I am geeking out over her share of sentience, but Fuhua she is my favorite. I spent so long grinding up her fragments, I guess it was Valkyrie Accipiter fragments, so I could triple S rank her and also fully upgrade her augment core, so that way I could have Hawk of the Fog fully upgraded. And I think I'm running Edison, the Edison set on her right now. I know that the set plus top Monet, I think it is, the set that you run on Kasumi, aka Ninja Sakura, Dark Bolt Junin. The set you run on her is her best in slot for middle and bottom, but since I'm currently have those two on my Dark Bolt Jonin, and I don't have the top piece yet. I have bad luck with top piece stigmatas, apparently. But anyways, because I don't have those, I've been running the full Edison set on her, and it's been great. I also have her Nuada's Grief. I have her best in slot pre-armed, fully upgraded. I fully upgraded, the Domain of Sentience, Nuada. I think it's Nuada's Revenge is the pre-arm, right? And Nuada's Grief is the base. Nuada's Revenge is pre-arm. So I fully upgraded Domain of Sentience, Nuada's Revenge, and Celestial Hymns Best in Slot, which I forget the name of, and I know I can't pronounce it anyways because it's a weird word, but I fully upgraded them all the way before I realized that was just a pain, and it would take so much longer to actually make use out of all the weapons that I can currently pre-arm. So I stopped doing that after I fully upgraded Celestial Hymns pre-arm and just started pre-arming everything that I had the resources to pre-arm, which is actually a much better strategy if you're not a whale and can just purchase all the materials you need all the time. For those people who are wondering, just if you have the weapon and you have the character that goes with it, just pre-arm it. Don't bother upgrading it until you have, I guess, until you have all the weapons that you can currently pre-armed with their assigned character. Because if you just wait and focus on upgrading one at a time, there's a lot of characters that really rely on their pre-arm to actually, do good. Like Delta, for example, which is the augmentation of Rosalia. If you don't have her weapon pre-armed, it's essentially useless for her best in slot. It doesn't do anything for her, and so the only way you can actually run her is if you have a dragon tooth. I think it's a dragon tooth weapon. You can probably look it up if you're there's videos out there for alternatives on what you can run her on, but we're off topic at this point. But anyways, like I was saying, some of the characters really rely on their pre-arm to actually work well with their kit, and the unpre-armed version doesn't do as well. And then also, once you pre-arm it, you can take advantage of the fact that the weapon active is essentially no SP cost, I think. And I think that's for all of them. I think that's true for all pre-arms that I know of and that I have upgraded. So, it's just a better strategy in the long run. But anyways, I'm not sure what else to talk about at this point. I have essentially, 10 minutes left on this video that I recorded. I guess I could talk more about my Minecraft plans, because that's something I really want to do too. That's something I'm excited about recording. But for that, I currently have a world that I've already started. I know most people, when they start out doing Minecraft series on YouTube, they typically start a brand new world and go from there. But I've already started a world and I'm very fond of it. And I have a lot of stuff built in there. I have not defeated the Ender Dragon. I've barely made it through the Nether, but I have done a lot of building in the overworld. I've been working on getting, good tools and stuff. So I'm getting there. But it's sort of my baby. So I do want to show off what I've been able to accomplish in that world without having to start over in a brand new one. But right now, my base, I got a really fun spawn. It's not a good spawn because I was spawned right in a spruce forest and there's barely anything around. So food was really hard for the first, few weeks. But eventually made it work. But where I spawned had this really perfect, like, hole in this huge hill. And it wasn't really a cave. It was just this, like, perfectly circular hole in this big old hill. And it was huge. And so that's where I decided to make my house, like, make it a little hobbit hole type thing. And so that's where my base is. It's almost entirely underground. I do not have, like, a proper pen for my animals yet. My cows are currently in a hole in the ground that a creeper blew up because it blew up their fence and they all just walked right into the hole and got stuck. And so I didn't bother to bring them out and fix it, so I just put the sheep in the old pen for the cows. The chickens also have a very odd setup, which will be fixed hopefully when I get, like, a proper, building set up for housing them. But anyways, like I was saying, my house is mostly underground. I have 2 mob spawners that are, like, next to each other. I say mob spawners. They're, like, very basic, early game mob spawners where you dig out a hole, you put in some, you dig out a couple different layers in the ground, you put some water buckets down, and let it push all the mobs that spawn on the platforms into the center, and then they fall down, and the ones that are spawn really high up and fall die pretty much instantly on contact, and the other ones who do not die, you kill and get XP from them. So they're very, very basic, but they work. What else do I have? I have, all the necessities. I'm working on sort of my second temporary storage room because inevitably that will be torn out too, and I'll have a new storage room that's fully automated and stuff at some point. That's the hope. So outside of my main base, I spent a long time building this huge building that is like my villager trading center. It is not nearly the most efficient thing. It's mostly aesthetic. It's not efficient at all. I could probably do better in terms of efficiency, but you know what? I think it looks cool and it's fun. And also my villager breeder that I put in the basement is broken, so that's been a bit of a pain to work with, but hopefully I can get that fixed because I don't want to have villagers all over the place. I want them to go right into the spot where they need to go, so that way I can take them where they need to go. But all my slots that I have in the villager trading center are currently filled, and so my goal is currently, since I already have it set up, I want to take some of the villagers that I have that are sort of wandering around within, like, that breeding area, or rather outside of it, and I want to take them instead to another area, sort of across the way, where I want to build a windmill, and then underground are going to be multiple layers of wheat farms. So it's going to be an auto wheat farm. And the plan is to just put all the villagers in there and have them do the work because honestly, I cannot be bothered with, having to go over to the wheat farm, every other day to flick the lever to send the water down so that way, we can push the wheat down and then have to also replace or hoe all the land again. It's just not something I want to have to do. So we'll put the villagers in there with multiple layers, and then eventually have it automated so all the wheat moves up into where the windmill would be, where I can just collect it. That's the plan for that. In terms of other plans, like I said, I want to make a building for my animals, which will probably go somewhere near the windmill. I have a whole field of wheat that I've been slowly and steadily putting in the area where I want to put the windmill. And so somewhere in that area, sort of just beyond where the wheat field is where I want to put the barn, I guess. I don't know if I want to keep them all in the same place. I may not. Part of me thinks that I probably need to put the cows in one spot, the sheep maybe like on the upper floors of the barn, and then have the chickens have their own designated area, just for convenience sake. But anyways, I have a lot of fun ideas for what I want to do with that world and building in particular, which we'll probably get into later at a later time because I don't really want to talk about all those plans and then have somebody, just take them and build them and then lose all the fun of actually, doing that for myself. I want to be able to have the chance to build them before somebody else builds exactly what it is I want to build. And yeah, I don't really know what else to talk about. This is like a very long video, and I'm aware I'm rambling a little bit. I didn't really have a script for this video because I didn't want to write a script for this video. I sort of wanted to have a chance to just talk about the things I was like interested in doing, not only for the channel, but just the things I'm interested in general. And sort of geek out a little bit. I don't want this to feel like super scripted and fake. I want to give an honest impression of what I'm like. In the future, there probably will be scripted content. I have some stuff currently on the side that might actually happen. At this point, I'm not planning for it to happen, but I do have some very basic scripts for some content that I threw together some time ago. Whether or not I actually record those is another story, but we'll see. And in terms of upload schedule, I think I talked a little bit about this before where I'm going back to school very soon. So recording stuff is going to be a little bit difficult, especially as I get busier with work and stuff. But my hope is to do some recording stuff during breaks and do the voiceovers, or I guess do recording whenever I have the time, and then do voiceovers if I'm doing, post voicing after the video is recorded. Do that while I am not at school and have dorm mates to worry about bothering, unless I know for sure they're not going to be in for a while and I can have time to sort of talk about what it is I want to talk about. But yeah, so I don't know exactly how soon a lot of this stuff will happen. Honkai is probably the easiest thing for me to record at this point in time. I'm working on getting some Minecraft stuff recorded, so it'll probably be a lot of Honkai stuff until I get a little bit of a better setup going, and have time to test out different things with screen recording options. But anyway, just let me know what it is if you want to see something in particular I've talked about, if you have any ideas. I am perfectly happy with showing off what I currently have on my Honkai account. If you want to see that, it is mobile, so keep that in mind. It's not going to be as clean as video-wise. It's not going to be as clean as the PC players, but I can record pretty easily because my phone's pretty tough little guy. He can take quite a bit, so I can record pretty easily on my phone. I cannot say the same about my computer, which is kind of ironic. But yeah, anyway, I guess at some point you'll be seeing this. I don't know exactly when, hopefully very soon. I don't plan to I feel like I spent too much time thinking about it and I just sort of need to jump in at this point. If I want to really get started on anything, I just need to do it. So my goal is to hopefully have this video up. Probably going to stockpile a little bit more footage also, so that way I have something to work with. So that way it's not just this video on my channel for a week with nothing else. But I'll work on that when I have the chance. And so that's really it. I have nothing else to really talk about. So just, just let me know if there's anything you're interested in, and I guess I'll see you all in the future.